Hello everyone, welcome to .NET Training Academy. In this video, we are basically going to learn about Linq, which is Language Integrated Query. It is introduced by Microsoft .NET. So what is Linq? Linq is used to query data from various data sources. The Linq basically used to interpret data and also to analyze data and also to query the data. We basically have an application. It may be a web, desktop, mobile, some sort of application which requires a data source. So basically we use Linq to query the data source. The data source in many forms like C# objects and XML, JSON, SQL, entities like entity framework entities, and it may be from the Excel. So not only this, there are a lot of many data sources Linq can be supported. So one of the advantages of using Linq is we can basically use SQL for retrieving the data from the databases. But when it comes to other sorts of data sources, it's really become very hard to fetch the data without using the API like Linq. So Linq provides the very fantastic features and a lot of extension methods which makes the life a lot easier for the developers. So basically, the Linq is classified into two main categories. One is query expression and another one is method expression. We cannot say this as a category, but there is two forms we can able to write Linq. The query expression is one sort of programming Linq to fetch or to interpret the data, and method expression, which is extension methods, is the another sort of another form of playing around with the Linq. So the first, we will talk about the query expression. When it comes to query expression, the syntax is very similar to SQL, just like this. For example, we are having a range variable from range variable, and we are fetching that range variable from a collection. The collection may be IEnumerable or iQueryable, and we use query operators like where, then some sort of query operators, and we use some expression. It may be the lambda expression or conditional expression. And the next thing is we are selecting the data using the select or GroupBy operator, and we are just issuing that thing in a result information. And this is very similar to SQL, but the only thing is it's very reverse of SQL. So that is the whole point. And another thing is extension method or method expression, which is very easier when it comes to programming in C#. If you are not familiar with SQL, you can stick with this kind of thing, but both the things works very perfectly. You're having a collection object, and then you're having the extension method. Like you can have a number of extension methods. So now let's see what are the things that we can actually do using Linq. We can filter a data, we can sort a data, we can group a number of entities, and we can join number of tables or entities, and we can also project a data using the select or select any, select many, those kind of things. We can aggregate, we can do some statistical things using Linq, and we can also use the quantifiers like all data if we want to fetch all data, if we want to fetch any data, so some sort of things. And we can also use a set operator elements, partitioning the data and concatenating the data, equality, generation, conversion. We can do all sorts of things using Linq. So enough talking. Now let's get our hands dirty into the code for learning Linq. Now we will learn how Linq works. Instead of teaching Linq in basic command prompt or some sort of Linq pad, it's much more real and interactive way to learn Linq in a web application. So I just created a web application, and basically I just connected it to database. So I'm just going to just go through the overview about this particular application and what I have done until now. So basically I'm using ASP.NET Core 3.0. You can also fetch this source code from the GitHub, which is down below in the link. And I just connected this application to the database, which is an online database, and then I created a couple of models. One is department and another one is employee. And then Now we're going to talk about the application DB context. This is the gateway between the database and our application. We are providing the gateway using the entity framework called ORM. And if you don't know about these kind of things, you can watch my entity framework course, and you can come back here. But it's not a big deal. You don't need to get scared of these things. But the only point is you're now here to learn about how Linq works. So you don't need to bother about any of these things. And when it comes to home controller, I just injected an object in the constructor to make use of this database context throughout my application. So this is the things that I have done until now, and I just applied some sort of views, HTML views and CSS over here, but you can make use of that, all the source code, and over here. And what you can do after downloading the stuff from the GitHub, all you need to do is to do the .NET restore, and then .NET build, just to check whether everything is correct without any errors. Okay, that's fine. So finally, .NET watch run, and here you can see the output, which has a link and a couple of links for basic query syntax and extension methods, and that's it. So first we just going to learn how basic query syntax works. So for that, I'm going to create an action in the name of basic query syntax. Okay, so I'm going to return a view. Basically it means we are just returning the data, which it renders the data into the HTML form. Okay, so okay, now we are going to create an expression. So the expression, I already told you about the syntax. Fetch the data of the employee whose salary between 15,000 to 50,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So emp data is equal to e in underscore context dot employees, which is the DB set, and where e dot salary is less than or equal to 15,000, and greater. Okay, here I'm just creating a lambda expression with a query of with the condition of salary between 15,000 to 50,000, and finally the select operator with a result variable. So this is it, and now here I'm going to pass this data over here. Okay, so that's fine. Now what we are going to do is to create a view in the name of basic query syntax dot cs.html, and that's how we can do. So here basically we are just going to add that particular model namespace over here. Though we are passing the enumerable data, we have to collect this data using the enumerable. So here website link dot models dot employee. Okay, and then here I'm just going to paste and just uncomment this thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm just created a table with the columns of name, first name, salary, and then I'm just iterating the model, which is this model, in the form of item, and here I'm just iterating this particular model which we are passing over the controller action to the view, and that model which has been collected over here, and that will be iterated over here according to this particular expression. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So now let's just check that out, reload this page. Now here, go to the layout page and keep the query over here, like slash, no, we can make use of this ASP action basic query syntax and ASP controller, which is going to be the home. So if you don't know about these kind of things, no worry, and the next video tutorial is going to be the basics and the advanced stuffs about the ASP.NET Core. In that you'll be able to know about everything, but now all you need to do, yeah, here is the semicolon. Okay, now let's just reload this stuff. Click here to see the view. Yeah, this is it. Perfect, right? So these are all the employees whose salary between let's just change the color over here instead of just like this, using the method expression. Okay, so let's just do that. So change that to method expression or expression method, whatever you can call, and I'm just going to remove this thing, and what I'm going to do is to use the context.employees dot where, and the rest of the condition is going to be the same. I'm going to copy this stuff over here, paste it over there, file, and click dot to list over here. And what you can do, you have to create a lambda expression over there, and here it is. And now we have to create the new file, method expression.cs.html, and over there I'm just going to copy all of these things from here and paste, change this to method expression, right? Okay, and also going to add the link over here. ASP action is going to be the method expression, and the ASP controller is going to be the home. So now we can click some error. Oh no, we should not make this expression. So save the file. Here is the same result, which is coming from both the query expression as well as the method expression, but the only thing varies is the syntax between each of these. And if you talk about any pros and cons, in my point of view, there is nothing needed over here. If you are really strong in handling this object-oriented stuffs like calling the objects methods using the lambda expressions and delegates, just stick with the this stuff like extension methods. And if you're good with SQL, and if you really like SQL, you wanted to do the C# code just like the SQL, you can, no problem, without any issue, you can stick with the query syntax. We just learned how the basic query syntax as well as the extension methods works. But before getting into the details of Linq, I would like to explain why actually we need to use Linq. Okay, so now I'm going to create a action for demonstrating this thing. So why Linq, and then just return the view. Okay, what I'm going to do is to create a variable data, which is employee data equal to underscore context dot employees dot, and I'm going to convert those stuff into the collection, which is toList. So here we are having a collection of employee data, and that too in list form. So now here I'm going to create a count variable just to make a track of the records, and then what I'm going to do is to create another list where query emp data is equal to, just like the fetch the salary between 15,000 to 50,000. So here what I'm going to do is to create a new list. Okay, so list of the type employee. Okay, fine. Now I'm just going to iterate this thing for each, and over here I'm going to pass the emp data, which is this particular collection, and I'm going to create a condition, and that condition is basically item dot age, item dot salary is less greater than or equal to 15,000, and item dot salary which is less than or equal to 50,000. So if it becomes true, what I'm going to do is to append the data to the list. Okay, so let's do that by query empty data employee data dot add the element, actually the item. Okay, so we're just adding that particular item, and here I'm going to pass the query employee data over here. So not only that, and so here I'm just adding the count, and view bag dot emp count is equal to count. Okay, so I'm just created employee count over here, and let's just create the view for this particular stuff, and the view name is going to be y link.cs.html. Yes, that's it. And now I'm basically going to copy everything over here, and also h4 view bag dot emp underscore count. Okay, so which indicates the total employee count. Okay, fine. So I think everything is right. Now let's just add this stuff over here. Place the label y link and the pages. Okay, that is fine, I think so. Let's check. I just added the collection of data and added those items in this particular list, and we are just passing that list to render into the HTML. Okay, fine. Now let's check that out by reloading this page. Now here we are getting the purpose of Linq, and let's just click that stuff out of here. Yeah, this is it. The same thing which we get over both of stuff, but you can see the problem, and you can get the 54 employees, and the problem is you need about around 10 lines of code to achieve this concept, but here it's just a couple of lines, or a single line if you wanted to make this more clear. That is the impact and power of language integrated query. So this is the reason that we need to use links in tough situations. So links makes our life a lot easier. And again, we need to add this stuff. Sorry, the error is employees, not employee, because we need to collect the data set, DB set. So now it will work. Let's go to this guy right here, go to the Linq tutorial, and here, oh wait a minute, inside of the layout, what I need to do is to give some space. So here is the where operator in Linq. Let's just click that. And here are the 62 employees which satisfy the condition like salary should be less than 15,000. Sorry, salary should be greater than 50,000, and the age should be less than 35. So make it more clear, I'm going to add the age for that particular people, employee age, and right after the salary, just add the age, item.age. Okay, so let's check whether, yeah, here it is. The age is less than 35. Right, just like that. The ages are not exceeding the 35 and the count is 62. That's fine. So this is how we can use the where operator. We can do a lot of expressional conditions over here using the where operator. We can also put the or, and we can also make use of the not, those kind of logical stuffs. Now we just learned about using the where operator. Now we are going to learn about ordering the variables. For example, there might be the situations where you need to order the data, order the employee data based on the salary. For example, the salary range of minimum to maximum or maximum to minimum, whatever that you want. You get into the situation kind of these. So let's learn to use the order by extension method using the Linq. So what we are going to do is to use the public I action result and order by operator, and open it up and return a view, and just where employee data is equal to underscore context dot employees dot order by s a lambda expression e dot age. So basically, if we didn't specify anything, it will works in an ascending format to list, and let's just pass the emp data. Okay, let's just copy this guy right here and create a new file in the CS.HTML, which is OrderBy Operator.cshtml, and note the action name and the view name should be same. Save this and order by extension method, and yes, finally we have to add this in the layout as a link. Okay, order by. Let's click the order by operator in Linq. Yes, you can see the age from the ascending order, which means the smaller age to large. Yeah, here it is, from 21 to 55. You can see the total employee count as 150, and in that you are making these things in an ascending order. And you can also do this stuff in a descending way, which means all you need to do is just change this particular extension method to descending. That's it. You don't need any changes to do, only the change in the extension method. And just reload. Yeah, here you can see from 55 to 21. And you can also add the where operator to make this thing really for more feature and functionality. You can also add where operator. For example, where if we wanted to get the employee salary of greater than 15,000, like s.Salary should be greater than 15,000, right? So let's just save that. Or greater than 35,000. Okay, so what it will do is it will filter the collection of data from the salary greater than 35, and on that particular collection it will order the stuffs by descending. So let's just see that. Okay, just reload. Okay, you can see just 117 people out there. So it's just descending the stuff based on our condition, which is the salary should be greater than 35,000. So that's it when it comes to order by operator. That's all you can do using order by operator. Now we just go. And the next thing that we are going to learn is to make use of the GroupBy operator. GroupBy operator is used in the situations like when you need to classify the data in some cluster. You have to use the GroupBy data operator. For example, what if we need to classify the employees based on the age range? For example, For example, if we have 5 employees at the age of 23, and we basically going to classify this age 23 in one group, and we are going to iterate their salaries like 15,000, 16,000, some kind of things like that. So basically that's what the GroupBy operator is used for. And not only this situations, you can use the GroupBy operator in many situations that you want. So let's go ahead and get started to work on that. Action result, GroupBy operator, return view, where employee data is equal to underscore contest dot employee dot group by e dot age. Okay, and here let's just pass the employee data, and now we have to create a new file, the name of GroupBy operator .cs.html. Okay, fine. Go over here, and here I'm just going to create a card. Before that, let's just make use of the for each, where age group in model. Open the stuff, and at age group dot age. Okay, and inside of that, I'm going to use the age group dot key over here, age group dot key, and that is each group has a key, so we are just making use of that. So again, for each, and here we basically need to use the using website link dot models dot employee. So employee SE in age group. Okay, so let's just open, and then what I'm going to do is the p tag, make use of the p tag, and the class is equal to text neuter, and here employee salary is at e dot salary. Okay, so let's just save it, and let's just add some bit of design. Class equal to row, and here we're having class equal to call MD4. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is to copy all the stuff over here. Copy this, paste it over here. Oops. We are actually getting an error. The error is does not contain key, no accessible key methods. Yeah, the reason is it's better that we can apply the GroupBy in this particular model itself instead of giving it in a controller, so that it cannot identify this key property. So what I'm going to do is, I also missed a list to list here. So I'm just pass the entire data to the view, and over here what I'm going to do is to make use of the GroupBy as e of e dot age. Okay, yep, everything is fine right now, and let's create a p of about 3. Okay, I think the error has been solved now, so let's just add this thing in the layout page. GroupBy operator. Okay, let's wait for the changes. Okay, now let's just reload this one, and here we can see GroupBy operator in Linq, and if you click that page, there is 150 counts of data, and you can see the employee age of about the employees at hand. We can also add the employee name over here, and just like this one, e.name, and save it. Yeah, there is no operator called employee name, first name, and space of e dot last name. Okay, let's just look it out. Reload. And instead of this, we can do something interesting over here, and where f name is equal to e dot first name, and where l name is equal to e dot last name, where full name is equal to f name plus l underscore name. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the full name over here. Okay, and if you're using this @ symbol and the curly brace, you can some error. You can basically use the C# code over here, and the error states that @ character. Oops, you don't need this one because you are already in that particular thing. Okay, now it's fine. Let's reload it again. Oops, and one change, employee name or needs to be here instead of employee salary. Yeah, here it is, employee at the age of 32 you're having, and also what we can do, we can split this age group. We can also have a count of it, like p tag, and instead of p, and we can make use of the strong tag, strong. Okay, reload. Oops. Yeah, there is a totally 8 employees at the age of 32 and 38 employees at the age of 2 and 27 employees. This is how you can classify or group by data in using Linq. This is very interesting stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and this is the very first part of learning Linq using ASP.NET Core. And basically I just wanted to convey a message. You don't need to worry about ASP.NET Core if you don't know about this. All you need to do is to understand what are the things which is going on in the Linq and how can we make use of it. So I'll catch you up in the next part. So if you like this video, please like and share it with your friends. If you have any queries or doubts or suggestions, please comment down below, and please do share with your friends for getting a lot more videos like this, where I will be motivated if you do those kind of things.